Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. LeBron James went on the Pat McAfee show and he's talking about basketball, his time in Miami, growing up in Cleveland, all that. He's reminiscing on his life and decisions, etc. Then the man start talking about players of yesteryears, all his predecessors. They weren't that smart. That's the reason they weren't able to last so long. Longevity. He's saying mentally, he don't feel like their IQ was that high. Essentially, he's saying they don't think the game. He's saying they were bigger and stronger at their position, which enables them to dominate. That's what he's saying, basically. So he's saying everybody from the earlier years, the 90s, 80s, early 2Ks, they weren't that smart mentally. And this is the reason why I can't stand this guy, man. This is the reason why. His arrogance. This man think he's the ish, man. So he said that's the reason why he was able to play into his 40s. And, he's talking all cocky and arrogant, saying his athleticism, he lost a little bit of athleticism, just a notch. That's how he's saying it, just like this. Just a notch. Being all arrogant. No, your athleticism went down a good amount. LeBron from the early 2Ks compared to LeBron now, his leap in ability, there is a big difference. I could see the difference. I could see it when I watch the games, when he's going up for dunks. But he's arrogant. And this is why it's hard for me to like this guy. I don't hate him. I just can't feel him, man, because he's always disrespectful. He has no respect for anybody. This man has zero respect for anybody. He has no respect because he's always talking crazy, saying he's the GOAT and just doing all sorts of madness. But you have to have some nerve, man, to say all your predecessors and all the older players, the reason why they weren't able to play into their 40s is because, their IQ was low. They had low IQ. They weren't that bright on the basketball court. Do you not realize we are talking about 30, 40 years later? Medicine is way better. Technology, medicine, the advancement of technology and medicine in general, this is obvious. You don't have to be a genius to know this. It's not just about you having a better IQ. If you believe so, that's not the case, man. It's technology, advancement in technology and medicine. Dudes will have crazy injuries, ACL tears, Achilles, and all these crazy things, injuries that would end careers years ago. Now it's nothing. It's a normal thing. You could have a crazy injury and you bounce back, a la Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, etc. Back in the days, you get an injury like that, your career is good as over. This man just talked. I really don't believe he think before he talks. The same dude who's talking about IQ and players weren't that smart, but you're always talking nonsense. LeBron James mirror Gilbert Arenas. They have so many similar qualities. They both talk a bunch of trash, nonsense, don't make any sense. And this is beyond disrespectful, man. So you're saying Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Steve Nash, and all these dudes, they had low IQ. That's the reason why they weren't able to play into their 40s. Because a lot of players, even now, are playing into their 40s. Carmelo, he could have played into his 40s. It's funny, right? All the players from the previous generation, a lot of them, they're able to play into their 40s. What LeBron is doing, Melo could do. He was doing the same thing. Melo retired at 38, 37, 38, going on 38. Melo could have played into his 40s if the league didn't shut him out. So Melo could have done the same thing LeBron is doing. I'm not saying at the same level as far as scoring, etc., but Melo could have played into his 40s, averaging between 15 and 16 points per game, 17 points. He could have done the same thing LeBron is doing. But if you look at the history and the data, majority of players, even now, they won't make it into their 40s. LeBron is an anomaly. He's an exception. The man is trying to chalk this up to him having a better IQ. He has a higher IQ than everybody before him, all his predecessors. And just talking crazy, being disrespectful once again. He's always disrespecting all the players that came before him. Everybody that came before him paved the way. He's always disrespecting them, including Michael Jordan. Just the fact he be saying he's the GOAT and he's talking crazy, that's disrespectful to Michael Jordan, Kareem, and everybody else. But this is LeBron James in a nutshell. He's an asshole. I'm being honest with you. LeBron James is a douchebag. Of course, all his fanboys, he can't do no wrong. Whatever he does, it don't matter. They ignore whatever he does. It don't matter. He could do no wrong. This man is like their Jesus, basically. He could walk on water. Whatever he do, it don't matter. But I have never heard something so ridiculous. You're saying the entire league prior to your generation, nobody had good IQ. No one had a solid IQ, and that's the reason why they weren't able to last so long, because they can't think the game. You are the only player that could think the game. Magic wasn't thinking the game. John Stockton wasn't thinking the game. Michael Jordan wasn't thinking the game. Larry Bird wasn't thinking the game. Kareem wasn't thinking the game. Dr. J wasn't thinking the game. Oscar Robinson wasn't thinking the game. Hakeem Olajuwon wasn't thinking the game. None of these players had an IQ. This is beyond ridiculous, man. Like, seriously, somebody take the mic. Take the mic. This man is always talking and it don't make sense. It's disrespectful bullshit. And watch Gilbert Arenas. Just watch. You're gonna see Gilbert Arenas all, yeah. He's gonna run behind LeBron, agree, yeah. Nobody had IQ, because your basketball IQ determines how long you could play. Of course, having a basketball IQ helps. But if your knees are out, you can't use your legs, etc., it don't matter what your IQ is. You can't play. If you are injured and you barely can move, your IQ can't help that. So the fact he's saying his IQ enables him to play longer, this is LeBron James patting himself on the back. Once again, LeBron James patting himself on the back because he's in a time where technology is at its pinnacles. He's in this era, the future, where everything is better. He has better medicines, workout, training, all that stuff. And on top of that, he spent a lot of money on his body, quote unquote. So of course, that's going to help you with longevity. On top of that, a lot of allegations coming out saying LeBron James, he's on this, PEDs. You got dudes accusing him. He's not responding. He's ignoring dudes saying he's taking this and he's on PEDs. But he's always coming out here disrespecting all his predecessors, talking trash, trying to say his IQ is the reason why he's playing into his 40s. And this has nothing to do with IQ, because LeBron James is doing the same thing he was doing in his 20s and his 30s. He's still dunking, running down the court. What did LeBron do that changed from his 20s to his 30s? Of course, he can't jump as high. Did he change his game a lot? I mean, he could shoot a little better now. His three-point percentage is better. That's a fact. But did he change his game completely? LeBron James is still running down the lane, dunking. He's one of the best drivers in NBA history, attacking the rim. He's still doing that all the time. So what did LeBron James do differently for us to say, oh yeah, he used his IQ and he's reaping the benefits? He's going to play he's going to play until he's 45. Come on, man. You have to have some kind of humility and humbleness, man. You have to have some kind of humbleness to you. All this man do is get on podcasts, talk trash, disrespect everybody before him, shit on all his predecessors, zero respect for anybody. And this is the reason why I can't stand this dude. I don't hate him. It's not that deep, but I can't respect him. This is the reason why. Stuff like this. And you're trying to tell me all these players who won championships more than you did, multiple championships, they were unable to think the game? You're trying to tell me all these dudes who have more rings than you, they were unable to think the game. They won more than you, but they were unable to think the game. You had a super team in Miami. You only won 2 championships. You almost went 1-3. If Greg Popovich didn't sub out Tim Duncan, you would have went 1-3. You went to Cleveland. You had a second super team. You only won 1 championship while you dominated the weak East. The East was so weak, LeBron dominated the East because it was super weak, and you only got 1 championship out of that. So you got 2 championships in Miami with a super team, 1 championship in Cleveland. You went to LA. You got Anthony Davis. You had Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Rondo, a stacked squad. You only got a bubble chip. But you are trying to tell me, you are trying to convince us that your IQ is the highest in the history of the NBA. You have the highest IQ in the history of the NBA, and that is why you're playing into your 40s. Not because technology is better, medicine and all that. No, it's because your IQ is so high. That's the reason why. Even though your game is the same, you play the same way you did in your 20s and 30s. Beyond, you could shoot a little better. Your jump shot is a little better. Beyond that, and obviously you can't jump as high, but you play the same way. You attack the rim, you shoot jump shots. You are doing about 80% of what you was doing in your 20s and 30s, but you are trying to chalk up your longevity to having a higher IQ than everybody else. And this is the constant disrespect, man. This is the constant disrespect. The constant disrespect. And this is why I can't feel this dude. I'm sorry. I can't, man. No matter if I want to, I can't. I can't feel him because he's disrespectful. With all the super teams he had, he underachieved. I don't care what any LeBron James fans want to say. This man should have won more championships. You went 4-6 with all the super teams you had. You had 3 super teams. Even if they want to say LeBron AD wasn't a super team with all the talent around him, it was damn near close to being a super team. Matter of fact, the one season they had AD, LeBron, Melo, Russell Westbrook, Dwight Howard. That's a damn super team. They didn't even make the playoffs. But this man is going to tell you it's IQ. It's not because he was able to maintain his body. He took care of his body and he rarely gets injured. If he said that, you could have been like, okay, but you are going to chalk up your longevity to you having a higher basketball IQ. But this is LeBron trying to pat himself on the back, and he's trying to put that in the air, basically. LeBron has been trying to write his own legacy forever. Not from playing, letting his game speak for him, no. But he's always getting on social media or whatever, saying he's the GOAT and creating narrative. Him and his team, Rich Paul, that's what they do. They create narrative with all his minions, everybody who's on ESPN, Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp. That's how he's been molding his legacy, by creating narrative. And this is another example of LeBron trying to create a narrative. Let's get this out there in the air. Let it spread like wildfire to try to help bolster my legacy. That's what he's trying to do. He put things in the air because he wants everybody to talk about it. Obviously, he's LeBron. When he says something, the media is going to pick it up. Everybody's going to talk about it. And if enough people talk about it, then it eventually becomes true. Oh, LeBron have the highest basketball IQ in the history of sports. Oh, LeBron basketball IQ is the reason he's able to play until he's 41, 42, 43 or whatever. Come on, man. You got to stop disrespecting all your predecessors, man. You got to stop disrespecting everybody who paved the way for you. A lot of these players, man, their IQ is on the same level as yours. You're not smarter. Despite whatever you believe or think, their IQ is on your level. Stop trying to disrespect and diminish all your predecessors in an attempt to elevate yourself, man. This shit is lame, and I'm tired of him doing this. But, man, I think I've said enough. Let me know what your thoughts are on this whole situation. LeBron using longevity as a reason why he's able to play so long. Not the fact that medicine is better and he took care of his body and he's not so injury prone. But let me know what your thoughts are, man. But as always, I holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.